Let's take a minute and talk about phonemes. A phoneme is a building block in a language. Let's take, for example, t, this phoneme. Now, I said something out loud, but in reality, that is a phoneme in our mind. Let me give you an example. We know that I can arrange several phonemes to make a word. I can do t, a, k, and get tack. And that is going to be a little pointy thing that goes into a bulletin board. Or I can rearrange them. I can go a, k, t, and that's a verb that means to perform theatrically. I can also rearrange them again and get k, at, and that's cat, which is a small feline. Okay, so here's what you need to know. Phonemes are the building blocks. They just are sort of the roadmap of which building blocks can go next to each other. That's phonology, the rules, so that we can have cat and act and tack, but you can't have tika. That's not allowed, and we just know that. And that's phonology, the rules about how you can arrange these phonemes. Now, when those phoneme building blocks that are in my mind, these abstract mental units of language in my mind, come out of my mouth, they pick up qualities. So when I say tack, that t has a great big puff of air. When I say cat, the T at the end may not have a puff of air anymore because it's coming at the end. Okay, so the building blocks are all the same, but when they come out, when they're physically produced, they have certain qualities to them. That's phonetics. Phonetics is the study of the physical production of a language modality. Okay, now a couple key things. Your book describes it as the production, transmission, and perception of speech sounds. A couple things to know. One, they specify speech sounds, not just sound in general. Phonetics doesn't care about the sound of a car. There are a couple things I want you to know about this. One, we've expanded the definition. So we talked about phonetics as a speech phenomenon for hundreds of years. But then we realized that people who use signed languages have these building blocks in their head of how signs get produced. And then when certain signs are, certain parameters of signs are made near other signs, they pick up certain qualities. And then we realized, hey, that's phonetics too. It's the same thing. So when a language is physically produced in a modality, that's what phonetics is concerned with. Phonemes do not have meaning by themselves, so p doesn't mean anything. But if I changed pin to bin, well, that changes the meaning of the word, so we can say phonemes are contrastive, meaning they have an impact on meaning when you change one, but they themselves don't have any meaning. If something has meaning, it would become a morpheme, okay? So those are some key differences that I want you to understand. I hope this helps.